Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're going to discuss the absolute shitstorm that ensued as a result of Gabriel Zamora's August 12th Twitter rant. I've collected all the receipts and deleted tweets and put together a timeline of events for those who weren't able to follow along as everything unfolded. I'll be covering this entire story in detail from beginning to end, and in order to do so, I'm going to break it up into parts. With that said, I'm keeping my opinions on the matter to a minimum, being that this situation involves Jeffree Star. I simply want to provide the facts, remain objective, and allow you guys to form your own opinions. We've got a lot to cover, so let's get into it. On August 12th, Gabriel Zamora posted this photo of himself, Laura Lee, Manny MUA, and Nikita Dragon all flipping off the camera with the caption that read, "Bitch is bitter because without him we're doing better." As you can see, Laura, Manny, and Nikita were all tagged in the photo, but only Manny and Nikita liked the tweet. I know people have been saying that Laura also liked the tweet, but that is not the case. Anyway, approximately 2 hours later, Manny tweeted the same photo next to the shot taken at Kylie's 21st birthday, where Khloe, Kim, Kylie, Kendall, Courtney, and Chris are also seen flipping off the camera. Manny's caption read, "Which Kardashian are you?" It was obvious in Manny's tweet that they were replicating Kylie's photo. Gabriel's photo/caption told a very different story. This tweet was a definite dig at Jeffree, which Gabriel later confirmed in his tweets that followed. Both Manny and Gabriel's tweets, including the photo, have since been deleted. In response to Gabriel's tweet, Christina wrote, "#petty, #not classy, #attention whore much." Gabriel responded to Christina saying, "You clearly only follow me to keep up, so enjoy the fucking content, bitch, #nosy rat." Now, people took issue with Gabriel's hashtag because while he was clearly taking a dig at Jeffree in the caption of his original tweet, he then goes and calls someone a rat, which is something Jeffree's come under fire for in the past, while referring to Shayla and Jackie Aina, who are women of color. Whether you see a difference between calling a woman of color a rat and calling a Caucasian woman a rat is up to your own interpretation, but I definitely understand how this can be seen as hypocrisy on Gabriel's behalf. Moving on, Gabriel then tweets, "Imagine standing a racist. I could never." This is obviously in reference to Jeffree. Emma replies to Gabriel saying, "Imagine bashing someone for racism after 10 years and them explaining the situation and profusely apologizing, then coming out as a broken individual who was also attacked for his own sexuality." Emma followed that tweet with, "Can't relate." Gabriel responded to Emma saying, "After 10 years, honey, every time I was around him, he would constantly say racist things about black people, but would validate it by saying, quote, 'I've had so much black dick, I can't be racist,' end quote. To use derogatory racial slurs and think that a person of color is less than you by the color of their skin is disgusting. But I will admit that when I first met him, I was smaller and naive and confused that one of the top people in this industry that I grew up watching was being like this, confused me and made me uncomfortable. A lot of people think that he cut me off, but it's not the case. Once I realized that it was real racism, I couldn't be friends with him. I unfollowed him early last year and he got mad and blocked me. I just can't be around someone when some of my great friends are black. As a person of color, I knew I couldn't be around that. I grew up with people in the South looking down on me or thinking less of me simply because I'm Mexican, and look it. I knew then that coming out and confirming all the racist quote-unquote rumors about him would get me a lot of hate because he's built his own community and it's much larger than mine. I was honestly scared to get that kind of hate, but today I can tell you that I am strong and can honestly stand behind what I say. I completely understand how the Shane videos made him look because I watched them. And to be honest, that's what I thought being his friend would be like. Someone so open and funny. I never used him and never got anything from him. I knew from his past how he would use that against people, so I made sure I didn't. I don't hate him, but I hate his racism and hate towards people in general. Like, people only see what he wants you to see online. That's what social media is to a lot of people. But I experienced actual hangouts with no phones or cameras where he could say whatever he truly wanted. I heard him say hard R like it was a common word. It breaks my heart to hear that word, especially because I too could see he was hurt so bad and still was. I tried to be his friend in the hopes that my positivity could rub off, but you can't help someone who isn't willing to change. When I say he's quote-unquote bitter, it's cause the world only knows 10% of the story. God bless. An hour later, Gabriel added the following: "I'd rather have people hate me for speaking facts and the truth than have one person think that I'm racist by association, but kept quiet because they didn't want to deal with internet hate. Gabriel then quote tweeted Emma's can't relate tweet saying, "Just know that you can be so candid and honest to the internet and they still choose to believe what they want to, even though there's so many people who have said the same thing. Y'all have a blessed Sunday now." Emma responded saying, "You can delete this now," to which Gabriel said, "Nah, I'm good, but you can go ahead and delete your account if you're so bothered." This next tweet has since been deleted. He says, "You can't win the internet, like all the fake accusations now about everyone, I'm done. I'm in Ibiza, have a blessed Sunday, cause I'm having one." I'm unclear as to what he meant by quote, "like all the fake accusations now about everyone," end quote. Was that in response to people bringing up his past post receipts being dropped? I'm not entirely sure, but the fact that it was deleted leads me to believe that this was the case. If he was in fact referring to accusations made against him as being fake, he would soon be proven very wrong. Now, as you can imagine, by this point, Gabriel was already dealing with the backlash he ought to have expected when Arnell Armand stepped in and quote tweeted Gabriel's initial tweet saying, "The fact that people are attacking Gabby over this is ridiculous. You think because you watched a short series you know the quote unquote real person now? We're in this industry. The people you know online, we know in real life when the cameras are off. Think about it." Gabriel then retweets Arnell's tweet and in response to someone saying, "And you're a fucking cunt that really no one cares about," Arnell replies with, "You talk like the person you're defending." Now, this is where Gabriel's past came back to bite him in the ass. Two racially driven tweets from 2012 surfaced and people wasted no time posting them in the thread of his rant. Now, there could be more, but these were the ones that I saw. The first one is dated September 26, 2012, at which time I believe Gabriel was around 19 or 20 years old. He says, "N-word," and I'm obviously not going to say the word with an A on the end, "had nothing better to do than take pictures with my hashtag fake, hashtag glasses, hashtag freeloader, hashtag Charlie Brown," and then there's a link to the Instagram photo, which is where the post originated. As of August 12th, the post was still live on Gabriel's Instagram, as you can see from this screen recording. The second racially charged screenshot was taken from the comments section of that same Instagram post where Sacred Pearl said, "You serious about the N-word?" Gabriel responded with a face emoji thingy. Sacred Pearl responded back to Gabriel saying, "Fix it or I will tag a lot of black people in it, LOL." Gabriel responds back to Sacred Pearl saying, "Do it, maybe it will get me on the popular page," to which Sacred Pearl replied saying, "LOL, childish, SMH. Now back to the timeline of events. Someone then dropped the screenshot under Arnell's tweet defending Gabriel saying, "Still feel the same?" Arnell replies, "Yes, this was in 2012, 6 years ago, meaning he was still a young, ignorant teenager and probably didn't know how offensive it was. Do you have anything recent? I've seen and spoke to Gabby at every event I've been to and not once has he used this word in front of me." Small comments on Arnell's tweet saying, "You can forgive him for saying that 6 years ago, but you can't forgive someone who said racist terms 10 years ago? Just because you met Gabby a few times doesn't mean that you know him 100%. You're so biased." Arnell replies saying, "Because he still uses the word to this day. God, you guys are clueless. It's actually sad." Arnell's tweets have since been deleted, but I spoke to her and she advised that she did not see the tweet that started everything, being the photo of all four of them with the caption "Dig at Jeffree." However, she still stands behind everything she said. Back to Gabriel's response to the screenshot of his old racist tweet. He says, "We love receipts without context, so let me lend a hand. This was in 2012 and that's when I learned why that word wasn't for me to use. My friends explained it to me and I've respected ever since. It was instantly changed on IG, but no, I never used it in a racist way." Let's stop here for a second because I've seen some confusion in regards to his statement that it was quote instantly changed end quote once he was educated. As we know, to this day there is no edit feature on Twitter, so the Twitter caption would remain the same. However, as you can see from this video taken on August 12th, his caption on Instagram was amended to say he had nothing better to do than take pictures with my so-and-so. I obviously can't tell when it was amended. In response to YouTube T, who said, "He is only saying that because it resurfaced, LOL," referring to Gabriel saying that he never used the word in a racist way, he said, "Absolutely. At the time I apologized to my friends because that's who it offended. Now as a public figure, my life is open to the internet and I'm now apologizing to the people offended offended by it today. I'll forever apologize to anyone offended by it. It was a mistake and I've learned. Gabriel then posted an apology which reads as follows. Hi, I just wanted to take the time and say I'm sorry to anyone offended by an old tweet of mine that's recently been brought up. I'm not asking to be forgiven, I just want to apologize to anyone offended by it. Here's some more context to it if anyone would like to read. I made an ignorant tweet when I was younger and used the N-word in a way songs and videos used it, like talking to my friend. There's no excuse for me to use it, but I can say no one had ever explained the use of that word until that day to me. I honestly thought because my friend was black that I could use it with him. I playfully responded to my friend thinking it wasn't serious in the comments. I then had a conversation with my friends about it, and I was educated on the fact that it's not a word for me and why, and I respect it. Just know I've never used that word in a negative way and never will. I can say that I'm the person that learns from my mistakes. It was an ignorant post and I'm sorry to anyone offended, Gabriel. Due to the tremendous amount of backlash he received with respect to the hypocrisy of his tweets, which we'll talk about in depth in the next video, but due to the backlash, he deleted his apology and privatized his Twitter. Later that evening, he reposted the apology with the following caption. I'm reposting it because the responses got dark and ignorant. I'm taking a break from Twitter. I now remember why I didn't like it. People want you to be honest, but don't always want to hear the truth. Gabriel's Twitter remains on private, but as we know, this was only the beginning. No one expected what came next, and I've got all the tea. Being that this is such a huge story with new receipts continuously surfacing, in order to cover it in detail, as I indicated earlier, I'm going to break it up into parts. In part 2, we'll talk about the hypocrisy of Gabriel's tweets and how he inadvertently exposed his friends while speaking his truth, leading to what will arguably be the biggest backfire the beauty community will ever experience. With that said, this is it for part 1, and we've barely scratched the surface. Trust and believe everything will be exposed in due course. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat at HereForTheT2, and I'll talk to you very soon in part 2. Bye.